and in today's practicals we shall discuss about capacitor filter. So here is the disclaimer. This is the outline that we are going to follow. So here is the circuit diagram of full wave rectifier with shunt capacitor filter. Now this is the most simplest form of the filter circuit, and in this arrangement a high value capacitor C is placed directly across the output terminals. Now you see here in this circuit diagram, okay, here is the output terminals. So the output is taken across the load resistance RL, and you see the capacitor is placed across this load resistance. So we call it as a shunt capacitor filter, and typically the value of this C is large. Now during the conduction period, it gets charged and stores up the energy in the electrostatic field and discharges to the load resistance marked R load, delivering energy to the during the non-conduction period. Through this process, the time duration during which the current flows through the load resistance gets prolonged, and AC component or ripples gets considerably reduced. It is to be noted here that the capacitor C gets charged to the peak value of the input voltage quickly because the charging time constant is almost zero. So we can have a look during the expected output waveforms. We'll discuss this point again. So it is so because there is no resistance except the negligible forward resistance of the diode in the charging path, but the discharging time is quite large. Roughly it is 100 times more than the charging time, depending upon the value of RL, because it has to discharge through load resistance RL as shown in the circuit diagram. Now the function of this capacitor C in this filter may be viewed as in terms of impedances. Now the large value of capacitor C offers a low impedance shunt part to the AC components or the ripples, but it offers a high impedance to the DC component. Thus ripples gets bypassed through this capacitor C, and only DC component flows through the load resistance RL. Now there are two ways to assemble this circuit using half wave and full wave. Now here what we have used is a full wave center tap rectifier circuit, and if we carry out the analysis, okay, for full wave rectifier with shunt capacitor filter, the filtering action of shunt capacitor filter on a full wave rectifier as shown in the circuit diagram. In this case, the capacitance C discharges twice during one cycle because both the diodes conduct and the non-conduction period has reduced. The result is that the ripple voltage VR, okay, has been reduced to half, and VDC is increased relative to the half wave rectifier. So in this case, the ripple factor R equals to VAC RMS divided by VDC. So if you substitute, refer to the class lecture, we have arrived at the value of ripple factor R equals to 1 upon 4 root 3 F C into RL. So this is the ripple factor. So typically what is expected of this power supply circuit is that we have to have a constant value of VDC. But then if I mount this combination, this assembly of circuit, then what we get is output of this nature. So you see here we have unwanted signal, that is the ripple signal, which has to be minimized, and these ripples can be minimized by using this particular equation, which says that R equals to 1 upon 4 root 3 F into C into RL. F is the frequency of operation, line frequency, R is the ripple factor. So if I want to reduce the value of R, I have to use high value of C, high value of capacitor. So the main objective of this filter is to suppress the harmonic components. Fine. Now if RL has to be high, fine, then that means the for ripples to be reduced, the value of RL has to be high. That means this particular circuit is used wherein the load is low, meaning to say the output current is low. So whenever we have operation in which the output current is less, then we can opt for a shunt capacitor filter. So the aim is to study the operation of full wave rectifier with and without shunt capacitor filter. Here are the components required. So we are using a center tap transformer of 909 rating, 100 milliamperes, a regular set of diode 1N4007, resistors, resistor 1 kilo ohms, wherein we are going to drop the voltage across it, and the capacitor. Now we have used two capacitors here, 100 microfarad and 1000 microfarad. It is as per design, and you can actually make out the difference in the output signal, output in the sense the ripple voltage, by connecting different set of capacitors. So here is the circuit diagram, okay, which we have discussed. So the most important point here, as far as this circuit diagram is concerned, that ripple factor R is equal to 1 upon 4 root 3 FCRL. Capacitance is expressed in terms of microfarads, and RL, that is the load resistance, in terms of ohms. Here is the theory. You can pause the slide and you can go through it. So this is the equation that we were discussing so far. The ripple factor, it is defined as the ratio of effective value of AC. So typically, to reduce the ripple, that means we have to have a less value of R, so we have to increase the value of C. So here are the set of equations. Here the point to be noted is VAC RMS value is 2 divided by root 3. So instead of root 2, we are taking this as root 3 because the shape of the output waveform is triangular. It's not sinusoidal. So here is the signal from the input across the, if I don't connect the capacitor, fine, I'm going to get this as the output across the load resistor, which is shown in blue color. So the moment I connect the capacitor, this is what I'm going to get, okay. So this is referred to as ripple voltage, denoted as VR, and here this is the value of VDC. The observations. So we are going to play a demonstration video. You have to pause that video and you have to check out the practical value, and from the equation you have to find out the theoretical value using the values of frequency, capacitor value and resistance values. This is not required to be noted. Efficiency and regulation. What is important is theoretical value of ripple factor and practical value of ripple factor, and this you have to note down in your journal. Then you have to mention the results, okay, how much is the value of theoretical ripple factor and practical ripple factor, and how much is the mismatch between the two, and then you have to conclude. Again, it's like a go through that demonstration video, and you need to write down what you have understood by watching this particular video, that is the demonstration of capacitor filter. These are the precautions. All the connections should be correct, and verify the output of center tap transformer, and these are the outcomes of this session. So you will be able to analyze the operation of full wave rectifier with and without filter, and we have to calculate the ripple factor. Fine, these are the two things which is expected. You can download the write-up from this link provided. Okay, here is the link, and then let us start the demonstration video. Thank you.
Okay, hello friends. Today we will be doing experiment on filters. First we have taken capacitor filter. This is supposed to be the diagram for capacitor filter. Theory is already taken. Okay, now what it requires a center tap full wave rectifier. Okay, so we have two diodes over here. We require a transformer which whose secondary is center tap. Okay, so we have three wires for the secondary. Okay, and then we require a capacitor, since it is a capacitor filter, and for load we have a RL. Okay, now first what we need to do is that we have to select a component. So we have a transformer, center tap transformer. This is, you must have already used this. So this is a center tap transformer. Okay, so this section is the primary, this section is the secondary. So primary has two windings, two wires. Okay, this is AC and ground, AC and neutral. Okay, and your secondary has three windings. So this is one, this is second, and this is the center tap. Okay, so if I keep it over here, okay, so this wire is nothing but this wire. Okay, this wire is nothing but this wire. Okay, and the last wire is nothing but this wire. Okay, so we have understood how a transformer looks like. Okay, and how to use it. Okay, now so we have to take a transformer. So we require two diodes. So this is one diode and this is one more diode. So we have anode and cathode of the diode. Okay, you have to connect properly, and then we'll take a capacitor of first we will be using a capacitor of 47 microfarad. So we are using a capacitor of 47 microfarad, and in the second reading we'll be using a capacitor of 100 microfarad, and we'll see how it improves the ripple. Okay, and for load we have taken 1 kilo ohm resistor. Okay, so this is what it is. So we'll start the connections. Okay, so I have connected. Okay, so what I will do is that, so I have connected the winding. Okay, so this winding I have connected here, this winding I have connected down here. Okay, and the center tap winding I will connect it somewhere here. We'll see how connections will be done. Okay, and then we take the diode. So the diode will be connected in this fashion. Okay, so diode will be connected in this fashion, and this diode will be connecting it over here. Okay, so it's the same as what is there in the diagram. So this is one, okay, and this is one, and both are shorted. Here, see, both are shorted. So both are shorted over here. Now from there we have to connect a capacitor, that is 47 microfarad. So this is 47 microfarad capacitor. So you can see it is a 47 microfarad capacitor. So this is positive terminal of the capacitor goes over here. Okay, and negative terminal I will connect it over here. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, and across the capacitor we need to connect a load, that is your 1 kilo ohm resistor. So we are connecting a 1 kilo ohm resistor across the capacitor. Okay, and then finally we are going to see here, this goes to the center tap winding. So we will be connecting this to the center tap winding here. See. Okay, so this is how you have to connect. Okay, so what we do is that we then will turn on the power supply. Okay, so just see. Okay, so we have CRO. Okay, so what you do is that first you ground. Okay, okay, and then set your okay. So this is done. So I'll connect CRO. I'll connect this to ground. Okay, and then we just see here. Okay, you can see here you are getting a proper filtered output. Okay, so you are getting a proper filtered output. Okay, okay, so you are getting a proper filtered output. Okay, now so we will see how the VM looks like. Now if you want to see the VM, okay, now this is, so what you can see on the CRO is exactly what is over here in the book. Okay, see here, so like this it is. Okay, so from here to here it is VR peak to peak. Okay, and this is VDC. Okay, and total is VM. Okay, Okay, now what will happen if I remove the capacitor? If I remove the capacitor, we'll just see how the waveform looks. What I will do is that I am removing the capacitor. Okay, so I have removed the capacitor. See how the waveform is looking. Okay, so it is output of full wave rectifier. Okay, so you can see that you have both the cycles there. Okay, and you can measure VM. So this is 5 volts over here. Channel 1 is at 5 volts. Okay, what you can do is that you have to take your own readings. Okay, from this video itself. Okay, I will not be taking readings. Okay, so it is at 5 volts. One division is for 5 volts. So if you see here exactly how many divisions it is 1, 2, 2.8 divisions are there. Okay, so you have to calculate what is VM from this particular waveform. So it is equal to 5 into 2.8. Okay, so you note down this, what is VM. Next, what you need to do is, so now I am talking about only practical values. So if I want to find out ripple is nothing but VRMS upon VDC. So you have to find out what is VRMS and what is VDC. Now, so to find out VDC, it is nothing but VM minus VR peak to peak by 2. So we just now calculated what is VM. Okay, it is nothing but 5 volts. It is nothing but 5 volts here. See, 5 volts into 2.8. Okay, that is equal to VM. Now all we need to do is to find VR peak to peak. Okay, to find VR peak to peak, we need to connect the capacitor. Okay, so I have connected the capacitor again in the circuit. Okay, we have connected the capacitor again in the circuit. Okay, you need to put it properly. Okay, okay, so this is the filtered output. Okay, this is the filtered output which you can see. Now what you need to do is you have to calculate this VR peak to peak. Okay, it is very simple to calculate. You just bring this guy down, okay, here, okay, and you just measure what is the amplitude of that VR peak to peak. Okay, so it is around it is 0.6. You can see here. You can see here it is 1, 0, 0.2, 0.4 and 0. Almost it is 0.6 or 0.5 you can say. Okay, so 0.5 into 5 volts. Okay, it is still at 5 volt setting. So it is 5 volts into 0.5. Okay, so find out what is VR. So you multiply and find out what is VR peak to peak. You substitute that value over here. We have already calculated what is VM. You can calculate what is VDC using this formula, VM minus VR peak to peak by 2 with the values that we got. Okay, VRMS. Okay, so next is VRMS. It is nothing but VR peak to peak divided by 2√3. Okay, so again we have got we had already got VR peak to peak here. You please substitute over here and then you find VRMS, and then whatever values you have got over here for VRMS and VDC, you have to substitute over here and get the ripple. So it is a simple experiment. So what we have done is that we have seen this case for 47 microfarad. Okay, now what we'll do is that we'll see the same for using what now 100 microfarad. You have to actually find out which is better, whether having a higher value of C is better or lower value of C is better. So what I am doing is that I am actually using a capacitor of 100 microfarad. Now you can see here. Okay, it is 100 microfarad. Okay, so I am using a higher value capacitor. Okay, so what I will do is I am putting a capacitor of a higher value. Okay, now we have put a capacitor of 100 microfarads. Okay, and we'll just see what is the filtered output. Okay, now see, I have changed the it is not become big. Okay, the voltage division I have changed. Now I have made it to 2 volts. Okay, so just calculate what is the amplitude of the, or what is VR peak to peak. It is nothing but this is 0.6 into 2 volts. Okay, in this case, okay, it has reduced. Okay, if you actually calculate this, it has reduced. So it is 0.6 into 2 volts. Okay, so again what you do is that you write VR peak to peak as 0.6 into 2 volts. VM will remain the same. You calculate VDC from this, you calculate RMS from this, and you find out in case of 100 microfarad, in case when you use a higher value of capacitor, what happens with the ripple, whether it increases or decreases, and which one is better. Okay, so likely like this we have many other values of capacitors, okay, which you can use. You have to see what is feasible for you. Okay, you have to see what is feasible for you. So this is around 1000 microfarad. Okay, this is also 1000 microfarad. Okay, so the circuit that you are fabricating also. Okay, so thank you very much.